But I feel like that's lost now.
(1989년) 서울의 풍경은 지금과는 사뭇 달랐습니다. 높은 빌딩보다는 낮은 슬레이트 지붕이 흔했고 골목마다 아이들의 웃음소리가 끊이지 않았죠. 당시 미국에서 군인으로 복무하던 마이크는 우연한 기회에 한국 땅을 밟았습니다. 잠시 머물다 떠날 줄 알았던 낯선 동양의 나라는 어느새 그의 두 번째 고향이 되었습니다. 군 복무를 마친 후에도 그는 한국에 정착해 35년이라는 긴 세월을 서울에서 보냈는데요. 서울의 눈부신 발전과 역동적인 변화를 가장 가까이서 누구보다 생생하게 지켜본 산증인이 된 셈이죠. 오랜 시간 한국에 살며 서울의 평범한 일상을 카메라에 담아 세상과 공유하는 채널을 운영 중인 그가 오늘 특별한 이야기를 꺼냅니다. 35년이라는 긴 시간 동안 그가 직접 겪고 눈으로 목격한 서울의 기적 같은 변화들. 우리가 무심코 지나쳤던 일상 속에 숨겨진 놀라운 진화의 흔적들을 그의 시선으로 따라가 봅니다. 지금부터 함께 보시죠. 마이크 부부가 과거 낯선 동네로 이사를 할 때면 가장 먼저 하던 독특한 의식이 있었습니다. 이삿짐을 풀기도 전에 찾아 헤매던 그것, 과연 무엇이었을까요?
It used to be that when my wife and I would move to an area in Seoul that we were unfamiliar with, we had a little process that started on moving day. We'd usually arrive at the new place with the movers somewhere around lunchtime. So we would want to order lunch for us and them. Now, being unfamiliar with the options that were available for delivery as we were, we had to first find out where we could order anything, and that was an easily solvable problem even before we had smartphones. All we had to do was go into the kitchen and open a kitchen drawer. Usually it would be the top drawer at one end of the kitchen counter or the kitchen island. And inside, we would find a pile of refrigerator magnets and stickers with the backing still on them, unpeeled stickers. Some of them would be little small marketing designs with a restaurant name and phone number. Others would be menu cards with full options and, of course, the restaurant name and the phone number. So there we go, problem solved. Pick one of the cards, call the restaurant and order.
당시 동네마다 있던 치킨집과 중국집은 전단지만 있으면 어디든 배달을 왔습니다. 하지만 스마트폰과 배달 앱이 등장하면서 이 오랜 풍경은 완전히 사라졌죠. 현재 한국의 배달 앱 이용자 수는 수천만 명에 달하며 온라인 배달 시장 규모는 세계 최고 수준입니다. 외국인들에게는 충격이자 기적인 이 시스템을 마이크 부부는 어떻게 누리고 있을까요?
But this was a process we went through even up until 2018. I remember that. That was the last time we did that because when we moved to our current apartment last year after living in the old place for 7 years, we didn't even bother looking in the kitchen drawer. We just ordered on Coupang Eats.
배달 문화만 바뀐 것이 아닙니다. 동네 골목을 채우던 가게들의 종류도 확연히 달라졌습니다. 비디오 대여점과 석유 배달 가게가 사라진 자리에 생각지도 못한 새로운 시스템의 상점들이 들어섰죠. 여기서 끝이 아닙니다. 마이크가 주목한 또 다른 엄청난 변화가 있습니다.
And there are some kinds of shops that have become less common or that you don't see anymore. One thing that comes to mind is video rental. Of course, you know, who rents videotapes these days? We have city gas now on every building in every neighborhood, so you don't see the places that rent oil or gas for your heating system. And then we have businesses that you didn't used to find in neighborhoods a long time ago, but they're very common now, like this one. An unmanned combination snack shop and laundromat. That's two businesses actually. This is kind of a new thing. These unmanned snack shops started popping up a few years ago, and so did the laundrettes, the laundromats, whatever you want to call them. They started showing up in a few neighborhoods here and there, and now they're everywhere. And I'm starting to see places like this where they're combined. This isn't the first one I've seen. That's actually a good idea. But another thing is cafes, right? Coffee shops. Coffee shops weren't something you found in every residential area. You just didn't find them. They weren't a neighborhood staple. But there's one right here behind me. There are several others around this little neighborhood here. Some franchises like Mega Coffee and Hadia. and then little small independent shops like this one here.
현재 한국에는 전국적으로 10만 개 안팎의 커피 전문점이 골목마다 자리 잡고 있습니다. 뉴욕이나 런던과 비교해도 압도적인 밀집도죠. 하지만 마이크가 한국에 살며 가장 긍정적인 변화라고 꼽는 것은 따로 있는데요.
One of the things my wife and I have always taken into account when we've moved is access to green space, proximity to green space. Because we've had dogs in our house for pretty much all of our marriage, and we like walking our dogs through green space. And in the last 25 years, it's been much, much easier to find places that are relatively close to green space because there's just so much more of it. I mean, this stream used to be covered, but it's uncovered now. And you've got this nice, lovely path here that you can walk your dogs along. There are hillside parks all over the city that have been expanded and even built where there was none before. And the infrastructure in the parks has significantly been upgraded in many areas. You've got new green spaces you're closer to. You've got green spaces that are more accessible than they used to be.
2005년 청계천 복원을 기점으로 서울은 친환경 녹색 도시로 완전히 탈바꿈했습니다. 도심 한가운데서 맑은 물소리를 들으며 쉴 수 있는 1,000만 인구의 메가시티는 세계적으로 흔치 않죠. 그런데 시선을 조금만 돌리면 더욱 놀라운 기적이 펼쳐집니다. 마이크를 감탄하게 만든 거미줄 같은 대중교통망입니다.
And another thing is the subway network. It has expanded tremendously in the 35 years since I've been here. It used to be a big consideration, you know, how close is this place to a subway station? There are very few places remaining in the city where you can genuinely say you're too far away from a subway station. Pretty much anywhere in the city that you go to. Pick a neighborhood, find an apartment, you're never more than a 15-minute walk away from a subway station.
과거에는 상상하기 어려웠던 수많은 편의시설들이 이제는 동네 구석구석을 채우고 있죠. 특히 반려동물을 키우는 가구가 급증하면서 골목마다 동물병원과 애견용품점이 흔하게 들어섰습니다. 수준 높은 베이커리들까지 동네마다 자리를 잡으며 우리의 일상은 한층 더 풍요로워졌습니다.
Pet supplies and vet clinics, those things are pretty much everywhere now. Any residential area, you're going to find them these days. That was not always the case because pet ownership wasn't as common in the past as it is today. So there were times in the past, in the early days of our marriage, when my wife and I would have to go a little bit of a distance to a vet. And if we wanted to go to a pet supply store, we often had to go well out of our way to do that. No more. We've got multiple pet supply shops within walking distance of our apartment and several vets. Very, very convenient compared to how it used to be. Bakeries. That's another thing. In the 90s, you usually could not count on having a little independent bakery in any given local neighborhood. Instead, what you would find is, you know, a couple of the big chains on the main streets in the area. But these days, there are small independent bakeries all over the city, and most neighborhoods have one. And that's really good if you want to buy like sandwich bread, because any sandwich bread you buy from the bakery is going to be better than any sandwich bread you get from a grocery store.
한국에 잠들지 않는 편리함. 그 중심에는 24시간 불을 밝히는 편의점이 있습니다. 낮이든 밤이든 거침없이 거리를 나설 수 있는 한국의 골목길은 외국인들에게 언제나 큰 놀라움을 안겨줍니다.
Convenience stores, CU, GS25, 7-Eleven, and eMart 24. They probably killed the old small little mom and pop shupa, the little small convenience stores usually operated by elderly people. You could typically count on finding 2 or 3 of them within walking distance of your apartment. in any given neighborhood. Some were bigger than others, but most of them were tiny. Those are a dying breed. There's still some of them around, but convenience stores are ubiquitous. They are everywhere, and there are usually more of them within walking distance than there ever were of the little mom and pop shops.
새벽 1시에 동네 골목을 거닐며 안전하게 물건을 살 수 있다는 것. 치안이 불안한 해외 대도시에서는 감히 상상도 못할 일입니다. 모든 것이 완벽해진 지금 마이크는 아주 가끔 과거 단골 가게 주인들과 마주치며 환하게 웃던 그 시절의 따뜻한 정이 그립기도 합니다. 낯선 이방인인 그를 편견 없이 품어주던 한국인들의 넉넉한 인심이야말로 타향살이의 가장 큰 위로였으니까요.
I can go on and on about details like that, but I think what it all adds up to is that life in neighborhoods like this has become more convenient, not just because we can order everything online now, but because even in the local neighborhood, you have options available to you that you did not have in the past. But at the same time, I get the sense that the neighborhoods have lost their communal feel. Not that I ever really knew many of my neighbors in any neighborhood where I've lived, but you always had that sense of community anyway because you could see it around you. You could see the groups of people shopping together and hanging out to chat on the street. And because I did a lot of shopping in the neighborhood, I had relationships with the shop owners. We would greet each other on the street when we saw each other. But I feel like that's lost now.
시끌벅적하던 옛 골목의 정겨움은 조금 옅어졌을지 모릅니다. 하지만 그 빈자리를 채운 것은 세계 어느 나라와 비교해도 뒤지지 않는 압도적이고 안전한 생활 인프라였습니다. 오랜 시간 한국의 변화를 지켜본 마이크의 시선 속에서 한국은 불과 수십 년 만에 믿기 힘든 발전을 이뤄낸 나라입니다. 매일 무심히 걷는 안전한 골목길, 터치 한 번에 도착하는 배달 음식, 어디든 15분 안에 연결되는 쾌적한 지하철이 사실은 전 세계가 부러워하는 기적이었던 거죠.